Fred, I wanted to transition to a little bit of talking some football on the field. We were talking earlier this week about with LeBron breaking Kareem's record about how Josh Heupel's offense, if that's going to skew some records being broken in Tennessee's favor, including a few passing records set by a relatively legendary quarterback that you were teammates with back in the 90s. But we started to think different types of offenses, and you faced some of the most cutting edge schemes. You went head to head against them when you played, because you faced Spurrier's Fun and Gun when it was in its prime during the Danny Warfel years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
You did face Tom Osborne's triple option 1 year, and then you also and now you're seeing
Good
Josh.
Lord. Good gracious, Caleb, are you just bringing up the worst defeats in Fred's career?
Hey man, what kind of bat you swinging over there? I mean, you swinging a cork bat? What's going on? I mean, goodness.
Hold on. You beat Spurrier in '98. You got him.
Yeah, but I lost to him 4 more times. Man, you start swinging the bat like you were. I mean, Hank Aaron on steroids over there. I mean, goodness. Come on, Barry Bonds. Let's go.
I think Dave's going to kill me because I think I might. I think because of me, Fred White and Ron Slayer are never coming on the show again. Well, I guess what I was getting at was comparing Josh Heupel's offense. Is this offense still similar to those of the 90s in the sense that just nobody's catching up to it anytime soon?
I think the game has changed so much, how they run these RPOs and those type of things. Reads are different. You can't do some of the things you could before. It's not just a pass set like it used to be, or a run set. Like you could tell when the lineman was gonna run, or you can still kind of do those things. You got to pay more attention now. But as a linebacker, you don't have the luxury of just going in the hole when you see a lineman come downfield, because they can still throw the ball right behind you. They're reading you now. So you got to kind of stay in limbo. So you don't see a lot of those plays made behind the line of scrimmage like you used to, simply because of just that one piece. Most linebackers I know said, man, those RPOs are the devil. I mean, like Ricky Bobby's mama. But not Ricky Bobby, what's his name?
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher, that's his name. But it's changed the game. Those RPOs have changed the game, meaning that those linemen know how to come down just far enough to make you think it's run, and then there's a pass right behind your back. And those things kind of slow you down as a linebacker, which has changed the game there. That's why you want more athletic linebackers and not guys who are just run pluggers now. Those guys have now got their hand on the ground, rushing the quarterback. So the game is changed in that aspect. The offense, every rule is made for offense. From high school, college football, NFL. They haven't made not one rule for defense. If they have, I'll wait. Anybody who knows one, send it my way, because I haven't seen one. So I think these offenses they have the run of the mill right now. They kind of have that, okay, let's do this. And some of these things are scheming. I think he's good enough to where he understands that he has to change with the times. I don't think he's just going to be stagnant in what he's doing right now. We ran the ball a lot more than what we threw the ball last year, but our passes were big plays. I think he still has more passing attacks that we haven't seen yet, but I think Josh does a really good job of scheming against whatever defense you have and whatever history you had against that coach. I think he's done a good job of doing that.
Something that somebody brought up the other day talking about the NFL that I thought was really interesting, I think you'd be great to break this down, is yes, they protect quarterbacks more than they ever have, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the quarterbacks are willing to stand in there a little bit longer than they would have before because they're protected. Mm-hmm. But the other thing that was brought up, which I think would probably hurt your game, and that was the physicality of your game, is the fact that I don't think quarterbacks are afraid to try to put it in a top window, whereas previously they might not, because they could get their receiver killed. So I heard that the other day, and I thought of you. I mean, I'm more likely to try to buzz one in there if I know that you can't take his head off than I might otherwise hang my receiver out to dry. What do you make of that?
Well, the rule used to be if the ball wasn't in the air, you could still hit him coming across the middle. and I enjoyed every minute of that. You run a dig route you want to, and you're in my section. I'm gonna make sure you feel it. And the next time you come, you're gonna be looking and with alligator arms and those type of things to try to before you catch that ball. I mean, that was the intimidation factor of the game that's now gone. I can't go lay that guy out because he's not looking anymore. You know what I mean? And that was we knew our bread and butter defense when it was times got tough was cover one, wide loose one robber, ends outside, wide nines, tackles inside, one-on-one type of game on the defensive line. That's why we got a lot of pressure. And then we got a cutter, a short cutter and a deep cutter. Dion was our short cutter, and Al Wilson was our middle cutter. So if you ran a slant or a dig route, I mean, you might not. You might walk off the football field. Somebody may carry you off of it. Actually, I mean, so if you're doing that all game, that that starts to hurt. You can tenderize a guy pretty good. And by the time that game is over with, he's not gonna want to catch that ball across the middle in crunch time. You hit them early and you hit them often, and the fourth quarter comes around. You're gonna find out who the boy dogs are real quick.
I've known Fred for over 25 years, and I've never heard him use tenderize, but I'm gonna start working that into my lexicon. That was gold. That was absolutely gold. So if people are and we have a huge following in the Atlanta area because of the number of Tennessee fans. By the way, everybody hit that like button if you want more of Fred, and I know you do. Like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. But if people need fantastic insurance in anywhere in Georgia, how do they get in touch with you? Because Allstate has you in good hands.
You can, because you guys are UT people, you can call me on my personal phone, also my business phone. But I'm going to give you my business line now, 770-381-0367. And Fred White Allstate. You can look us up online. And if you're a UT fan and you're looking to get a quote or you're looking just to get information about insurance, whether it's renter's insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, home insurance, any of those things, just give me a call. I do a lot of work with our alumni chapters here, North Atlanta. North Atlanta Balls, they got love for me. Also, I got love for them as well. I know the chapter president; he's a really good guy. Also at Atlanta chapter as well. So you guys can reach out to them, or you can give me a call directly at 865-765. What's the last part of that, Dave?
It's 1998.
Here we go, baby. You know it. You know it.
865-765-1998. Give him a shout, and he'll take care of your insurance needs. And maybe if around the corner I've ever got a book coming out, you could help me get in front of some of those alumni clubs.
Absolutely, man.
I'm not good at public speaking. What's weird is I can do TV and I can do radio and I can do this, but I always get nervous if there's more than like 15 or 20 people. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a couple of pops beforehand or something.
I got a few tricks for you, man. That's all. It's look for the exit signs. That's what you do. You look at the top of the exit signs, and the people think you're looking right in their face.
I thought you always imagined everybody's naked. Isn't that something you're supposed to do?
What's that?
You imagine everybody's naked.
Whatever works for you.
I don't want to see a bunch of dudes naked.
Well, I've always been taught to look for the exit signs. I look at the exit signs and I move my head across the room. Everybody think you're looking right at them.
Buddy, have a great weekend. I might be your way. I'll give you a shout.
Please do.
Fred.
By the way, let me say this real quick. I want to tell my fans, the Tennessee people, our Tennessee volunteers, our VFLs are right here in Atlanta. Man, you guys are awesome. I love seeing those Tennessee tags flying when game time, or the Tennessee tag that you have on your car. Show your love. We are in the state of Georgia. I know they just won a national championship. We don't worry about them. We ain't caring about all that. That love we see here in Atlanta, that makes a lot of difference to us because I like to see the guys. I like to see people that have a UT shirt on or a hat on, and you say "Go Vols," and they say "Go Vols" back, and it makes a difference. It means something. Even if I'm having a bad day, that moment changes it for a few minutes at least. So thank you guys for being here in Atlanta. Thank you guys for being UT alums and UT fans.
Yep, but Fred loves the university and the football program like no one else. There were some turncoats over the past 10 years that went Alabama or whatever, and I'm sure there will be some that do Georgia. But with the Alabama ones, I always say, who was the coach before Nick Saban? And they go, they always go, and I'll go ahead and tell you, it was Mike Shula who has one of the most famous names of all time in football, and you don't remember that, you're not a real fan.
I guarantee you don't know who was before him either.
Well, I don't remember.
Yeah,
if that
I'm
was,
sure y'all do too.
yeah, I'm trying to remember if that was the one with the girl and the.
Dennis Franchione. Yeah.
Well, but even before then, if we go back a little bit further,
No, between Franchione and Shula is the stripper one, Mike Price.
yeah,
Mike.
I guess Price wasn't right.
he didn't even make it to a game because he took a prostitute to a golf outing.
No, Caleb, I think the price was right. That's why he got
Fred, buddy, I'll let you out of here. I'll be in touch, man. We got some big things coming up, and I look forward to it.
awesome, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Go Vols.